Bass drop, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to DYOR Live. My name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking, here in the digital media world. It is January 18th, 2024. So glad to be hosting another episode of DYOR Live here on the DYOR Media Network. So happy to have everyone watching so far today about our show, about the markets, and about what's going on in Davos, Switzerland. And I've got Pedro Garcia in the house. Pedro, what's happening?
What's up, brother? How's everybody doing? How are my peoples? Hope everybody's doing. What's up, Pitt? What up, King? Charles? The usual suspects over there. It's good to see you guys popping in, saying what's up. Please hit that like button, hit that sub, and if you can, please share us to your personal and loved and social media stuff. Come share us off, whatever ones you typically use. We'd appreciate that. Tom, how are you, bud? How are things?
Good. That new beginning there is getting me psyched up for this. It's I think it's good for the Twitter and the YouTube crowd. We'll see how the LinkedIn crew takes the new heavy metal opening there. It just
I think I'm I'm expecting the lead guitarist to come out on Metallica going and nothing else matters. You know.
Ka-ching, welcome to the show, Ka-ching. Pit Monk, let's see, which one do I got here for you? I think I had that chant one, that the monk action there. I played it at the beginning accidentally. Chuck, as we say.
You using the whole fist stock?
You're using the whole fist stock there, that's right. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to all the usuals watching. Welcome to everybody else watching. Pedro, it's only been 24 hours since our last show. What has gone on in the life of Pedro then?
Nothing, man. Not much. I am in the midst of a bunch of just analyzing charts and looking at things. Been really trying to see what's actually happening with Bitcoin and trying to figure out, are they going to drop this thing or are they going to move it? What's going on with you?
Well, what's going on? I got the Pedro Garcia screen up for a little Cinco Min de Pedro. Doesn't flow with all adding min in it, but still, Cinco de Pedro sounds good to me.
I like it. Keep it. And if I'm a little longer, then oh well.
Just go for it.
All right, so real quick, as you guys can see here, I talked about this 8-period moving average, that if we needed to close above the 8 to come back up to see if we're going to push up. And as you can see now, that 8-period moving average, we tried to come up, we touched it, tap-a-roo. And like I said yesterday, we should see a sell-off once we come up into this area, and that's what we did. So are we going to continue down into these lower levels? Well, it looks like that, so we'll see what happens. We had a little higher amount of volume come in yesterday than the last couple of days. So you can see right here that we definitely had a sell-off from yesterday, but not of a deep one. And then we also today, it's midday, and we're already about almost 75%, 80% of the sell volume on Bitcoin. So I do expect to see this come down and continue. This is how it works. But what's so interesting about Bitcoin, right, is that when you go to look at the shorts are dropping off. So it's what is going on? It's just perplexing to me that, who is shorting? And this is the other part. We're seeing buys come in. And shorts drop off, which is reverse. We should see the market be going up with that.
Right.
And when you look at it, you can see Bitcoin is selling off. So it's some real type of manipulation, and I wonder if it has to do with, the ETF. Are they? I don't want to be conspiratory right over here, but
they want better prices for their newer clients.
Yeah, it's just the only way I could think about, right?
When talking about the big banks and crypto, we can go full conspiracy theory. Talking about the JFK, fake moon landings, and all flat earth stuff, no conspiracy.
Yeah.
Crypto and banks, full on conspiracy. I'm good with it.
Yeah. I believe we did land on the moon, just so you know.
We obviously did.
Yeah. But here's the thing, though. There's this. So I'm gonna use this here real quick. So this is BTC, ETH, BNB, XRP, Cardano, Matic, Doge, Solana, Dot, and SHIB. Right. These are pretty much the top 10 coins here right now. And you can see here, like this is it all together. And with all of their market cap, it's basically the top 10 have about almost like 80%, 90% of all crypto is sitting at, I think we're at 1.7 trillion right now. And what's so interesting is we've been playing off of that 50 period moving average. You can see here. So I think if we sell through this 50 period moving average, if we close below this today, on this chart, and this is I made this chart up, but it's the top 10. I'm pretty positive we're going to see a huge sell-off, because that you can see we've been playing off of this 50 period moving average. Boom, 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 and that 50 period and that 8 period moving average, it just crossed over that 20 today. So I expect to see some big sell-off.
Which one's the 50-day moving average here? Which color?
I apologize. That's that gray color right here, the one
this,
that we're
this one that I just highlighted.
Yes.
All right, it just crossed over the 50 too. Well, it wicked into it, or
it wicked. Yeah. So this is what we're saying. It came, it wicked, and if we cross over this, I expect us to see some real selling off. I mean, just because it's, it closes below that. That's what's. It's like when you fall through your ceiling. You know what I'm saying? That you got, or wrong. Excuse me.
You pull ceiling. A Christmas vacation, come through the ceiling.
Yes. Oh wait, excuse me. Not ceiling. Your floor. It's like you're falling through your floor over here. I apologize about that. It's gonna go down. You know what I'm saying? You fall through your floor. It's probably you're gonna go down a little further. So that's what I'm expecting to see. And this is the global crypto market, the top 10 market caps.
Well, Pedro, together. If you turn your chart onto the 5-minute one, you'll see. You'll see a little bit more dippage there.
Why don't I have? Dude, these guys, I pay. These guys take this money out of my bank every single month, and I gotta do this almost every month. It's like they want you to pay the full like $500-$600, and it just frustrates me because I'm like, I don't want to give you that money up front.
Right, you want to use it to make money, right?
Yeah, and it's like these dudes, I can't stand them sometimes. They just really frustrate me. So right now, I can't go to 5-minute. I marked. I mean, I don't understand. I have a premium. You guys are such pain in the asses. I don't understand them. Sorry, I don't normally use language like that, but it's just frustrating. So, anyways,
here I popped it up on the screen here real quick here. This is the 5-minute. I guess that's a 15-minute chart. Let me get the 5-minute chart here. See, we've dropped down to. We broke down under 41. Got all the way to 41.7. It looks like on the 41.6, 41.643 on a wick here this morning, and not this morning, in the past hour or so. I think we're seeing the start of the sell-off down into the 30s. I think. Troublesome Creek, another beautiful day in paradise. Just so you know, Patrick got back to me and he said sorry. He was very honest. He said, "Oh, I forgot." He's going to record a short video for me to play on this, to answer it, and we can use it as a short and all that. He said, but he does have an answer for you, and he'll get it. The dump has begun. Your show is late, right? Exactly. Might Sarong, thanks for joining us. If you could let us know where you're coming from, I would appreciate it. You may have a commercial running right now. I don't know. I just saw the ads click over. But yes, the dump has begun, and as you can see here, all week, all month, we've been predicting it going to down into the mid-30s somewhere, and it looks like it's gonna start that process here pretty soon. From the rock capital of India. All right, well, thanks for watching. We really appreciate it. I don't think I've seen your name here before, but I appreciate that new viewers, especially from India. And when you get a good crowd from India, you get a whole lot of people. You get a whole lot of people. I don't know where I don't know where. I don't have my map up. I've been to Mumbai and Delhi a number of times for work, but I don't think I've ever, unless the rock capital is Delhi or Mumbai, then I have not.
So is he watching us in on YouTube here? I don't see him.
Yeah, he is watching us on YouTube.
Oh,
Shillong.
Shillong. Type Shillong. Are you messing with us? Are you getting us to say stuff online? Shillong. That's what she said.
I'm looking for Amanda. I'm looking for Amanda. Hug and kiss.
I'm so sorry.
There we go. It's a proper place. Shillong, India.
Oh, it is. Okay, that's awesome.
Here, let's get a point there so we can zoom out and see.
What up, Royal? It's good to see you. Coming from Africa too as well. Royal Q coming strong over here. We're getting around the world over here.
You know what? I never knew. I'm a pretty good student of geography, and I never knew that this little part of India here skirted in between Nepal and Bangladesh, and then went out over there. See, I learned something new today. Thanks, Mite Sarong. I appreciate it. Royal Q coming to us from Zimbabwe. We got people all over the world today.
Literally awesome.
All we need is our friend from Malaysia, and we'll get all the way around the world to do it. Thanks for joining in, Royal Q. Appreciate it. If there's anything you want us to talk about today, we're talking about obviously the markets, but also we're going to talk a little bit about the World Economic Forum in Davos. Let me rephrase that. We're going to talk about what's going on around the World Economic Forum in Davos. But we're not doing that right now. Pedro, did you get your system sorted out there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So,
all right, I'll head back to you there.
Yeah, they're still being a pain in the butt, but literally, we'll be able to play here either way. So you can see here that we're actually having a little bit of a pump right here in the last 5 minutes that we've been speaking. But we did see a sell-off, and here's the thing I want to point out. As we're moving up here, you can see that there's no buyers coming in, right? We don't have any sell-off. So again, this is a rope-a-dope situation happening. They're looking to actually take you out.
Right.
So be careful with this big buy. All they're doing is they had a bunch of sell-off. Now they're coming back here. Or we'll probably hear about maybe Michael Saylor going in with another big buy, because he's getting to the point where he can't see it drop. I mean, he's got to, you know what I'm saying? So it potentially could be him trying to manipulate the market himself. And sooner or later, he's going to get in trouble for that. Sooner or later, the U.S. is going to come in. And once you have big money like that, you just can't just be dropping money like that. And, you know, you can't do that in traditional markets. So, but on a granted, what he's dropping is pennies compared to in traditional markets. But in crypto here, that's a big deal. So he might get his hand slapped sooner or later when he keeps saying. As of right now, he can't get in trouble going. But anyways, all that to say is we're coming up to some extra moving averages here. I see us hitting these here and then seeing a nice little stuff. You can see over the last 30 minutes, 45 minutes, we've had a pretty good sell-off where it just dropped off, and now it's just continuing. Now, obviously, that's off of the open here. There's some news that must have come out where we did have a big sell-off. The biggest key here, though, is unemployment, because we did have unemployment in America here that came out. And so we could be playing off of that or whatever it would be. But either way, you do see here that it was just a quick up to go down. So be careful there. I don't think we're going to continue up. And jumping back to that day chart here, that day chart, as I can show here, we're tapping this 8-period moving average, and you can see that we're just simply starting to do sell-off here. The fact that we did come down below here, and this area below here is not a area that I think which should hold. So it's just basically pulling back up to continue down. So it's going to be really interesting to see. Now, I personally think that we're probably going to come down a little bit further than just the mid 30s. I'm pretty positive that if we continue down, we're coming down to that 30,000, 29,000, and then from there to that 24,000 to the 23,000. I think it's going to come down hard because they're literally trying.
You think it's going to be that big of a pullback?
I do. And the only reason why is because even as we're selling off here, like they're not trying to sell off quick. Like they're still trying to hold this position right now so they can build a position. That's why. Like they're building up their sell position so that they can really drop it, make a bunch of cash, and then push it back up. Because there isn't really anything until we get down to that 24,000 mark area. You know what I'm saying? You have all these stops sitting here. Like this huge sideways action right here. There's so many stops right here just sitting.
Right.
Us coming back down, they're going to tap. There's so much liquidity
Just
right
tap
there.
it in.
Tap it in. Dude, every time we say that, we need to get... Would we get in trouble for stealing that from...
No, I can use it as long as it's under 3 seconds. I can use it. And in fact, I was just looking for it earlier, and I didn't want to, because I knew you were going to say it. and so I was looking for it in my sound effects board, but I would have had to test a bunch of different ones that probably weren't the right ones. So I'll get it in the show. Just tap it in. Go to your home. Anyway, for me, I don't think it'll go that low. I think there'll be too much FOMO buying once the price gets that low. But I am going to get myself a little short here soon in BTC. Now that I feel that it's starting its way down. Not a lot of money, just playing in the futures markets is just something that you got to understand. You're likely going to lose your money. It's kind of like Vegas, rolling the dice at the craps table. But I'm going to give it a shot here, and hopefully I can turn $100 into like $200.
Nice, dude. I hope you do, man. Quick question. So, when it comes to the short here, like for us, for our portfolio, weren't we going to short like once we were going to come up here?
Yeah, we said that we were going to short. Where was it that we said we were going to short?
So I said what I was looking for was up in this level, but the key I'm sorry. So the key levels where we were looking to go short 44.6 to the 44.3 area, which was up here. But no. So or us to come and hit that 8-period moving average. So here we didn't, but right here it pretty much just tapped it. So we would have been somewhere short in these levels right here. Once this crossed over here, that's where we would be looking to short. So for me personally,
what was the estimated price there that we would have gone short?
That would have been about 43,000, 42,009-ish area.
Well, it's trading back at 42 right now, 42 even. Yeah. So we can in theory open up a short now if you want.
No. I wanted to do the short up here at the 42.8, 42.9 area because we were looking either to get in at if it pulled back to the 44.5 area. But it didn't pull back to it. So this area right here, and then our stop would basically be about 43,006, and I'm looking for at least 4 to 1, at least. So, but I'm expecting that 39,008 area as the first target, and then we'd take about 60% of it, and then we just see if we'd have a runner all the way back down.
All right, you tell me what to do on that, I'll do it.
Okay.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, we'll hit the show's portfolio in a little bit. Quickly, Royal Q asks, are we going to analyze and give signals? I would answer that in a way we do a lot of analysis here, a ton of it, and we take questions from the audience about it too. But I wouldn't say that Pedro gives precise technical analysis signals. I would say, Pedro, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I would say you give trends and what to look for rather than buy here at this point, sell here at this point, because we're not so much doing that because that's not how, first of all, it's not how Pedro trades. He has a 120 point checklist to get into a trade. And I'm not a day trader. I'm more of a fundamental trader type thing. So if the precise precise signals and like, oh, we've got a flag forming here, so sell it right here or buy it right here. It's not really what we do. We kind of give more of a broader picture of what's going on it and let you decide.
Yeah, and the reason why we do that is one is I can go to jail for that because I don't have the correct.
Well, no, there's plenty of channels that does it. I mean, Crypto Lifer talks about it all day, and other people they say, but here's your exact in and out point according to the chart. You know, and this is not financial advice, but still, it's hard to do that. You have to do that. I mean, you have to be analyzing that chart 20 hours a day to be able to really call it down to that level. You know. Yanni, thanks for joining us. We'll just go with the easy shill right here. Sounds like you need more net Z in the portfolio. Yanni, you may be a few minutes behind in the thing, so go ahead and click that like button. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to this and you joined the stream late, the DVR function for YouTube isn't working that well, and you want to join the conversation in real time, go ahead and find that live button or scroll all the way over and join us live. You can always go back and watch what you missed and that type of stuff. But Pedro, why don't we take this a minute here to kind of go more over the show, what we're talking about here today, to give everyone an idea. A slightly controversial topic. Let me get to my screen here. Well, look, it just dumped again. Bitcoin's in for a ride today, folks.
Yeah, like I said, we were just coming up literally just to hit that 8-period moving average. So that was one of those things you need to be paying attention to. I said, don't expect to go long here. I expected it was just coming up to tap that 8-period moving average, and then
where's poor Pedro's face there?
Where is Pedro's? Where in the world is Pedro's face?
Oh, you're.
Yeah, it's kind of disappeared there. It's all good. Well, actually, it's right behind. Just hit minimize on that. On the screen on top, so I can already see it behind it. It's just
I can see. I just moved you, and you didn't move.
Well, maybe the not shut down. What's that called?
What the hell is going on here? Oh wait, here we go. Nope. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'll get Pedro here back in a minute. But anyway, what we're talking about today is I'll switch.
Wait. Move the browser that you have right there, because you have it of India.
No, I have it of Switzerland, right?
Or Switzerland, whatever it is. Switzerland, India.
Let me just see if I can bring that over. All right. Well, that seemed to have worked.
Yep, there we go.
Anyway,
right.
Why is that? I don't understand why that is on top of Pedro there. Oh, I just fixed it.
You know, I don't mind Switzerland being on top. It's a nice little area. It's really pretty there.
Anyway, what we're talking about today is and I don't say it correctly, that it's a French, German, Italian mush of a word, Davos. I'll just call it Davos, because that's what us Americans do. We wreck everyone else's language.
Yeah, we always breaking stuff. Always.
But it's in the eastern part of Switzerland here, right near the border of Italy. Liechtenstein, Austria is right over my shoulder here. And then the north, Germany, and then, of course, France over there. And the heart of Switzerland's kind of crypto community is up here just north of Zurich. There's an area called Zug, where the guys from Ether hang out, and it's Crypto Valley is, and it's a big deal. And between the two places, it's only a 2-hour train ride. So when crypto started getting going, the World Economic Forum was going on in Davos, and they said, well, let's head down there because that's where all the business leaders come. And so let's zoom in on Davos here, so you can get an idea of what's going on. And for everyone that says, oh my gosh, this is the center of the world government, this is the place where all the evil people are at the World Economic Forum, the size of this town is one stoplight. It's maybe two. There's a train station, There's a couple of retail strip malls, and there's 2 ski areas here on either side. They're not even that large ski areas. They're just nice ones, though. And it's a very small place. But every year, if I turn the hotel prices on, the hotel prices are at like $5,000 a room right now in this area because everything is sold out. But this place becomes the hub of this thing called the World Economic Forum. And as you all know, we talk about this a lot here. The world divides pretty evenly into 2 camps for the WEF. One is that it's a great meeting place for the world's business leaders to come exchange ideas, even though some of them are bad ideas. Not going to argue on that. And then the other camp is, let's get our tinfoil hat on. The black helicopters are coming because these are the people that control our lives, and there is no such thing as fate. Everything is is predetermined by other people. And there's a whole bunch of people in the world, and especially in the United States, that blame other people for their troubles. And this is an easy target for them. These people over here in Switzerland, these rich people in Switzerland, even Bill Gates is there. And because Bill Gates is there, everyone's like, oh my God, he's controlling the world. And but it's easy for them to blame everybody here. But all the people with money gather there. So all around Davos here, all around this place, outside the security called cordon, there's all sorts of other trade shows and businesses and conferences going on. So we can separate, I'd like to separate the rhetoric of the WEF and what they do into the crypto and digital economy shows that go on around it. And those are the business leaders in our industry that go there in order to look for funding, in order to look for good partners, and to meet up in person with all the other people that they talk to on Zoom all the time, other leaders and things like that. And, you can do a lot of business over video conferencing. But for those of you that have never traveled for work, which I've done extensively over the past couple of decades, there's nothing better than meeting people in person, sitting and having a beer with them, or an iced tea or whatever, and getting to know them personally, because then you really understand what drives them, and you quickly, just like anything, when you meet someone new, you instantly know, I'm going to meet this guy, and I'm never going to talk to him again. Or I'm like, hey, that guy could be a friend of mine because we think alike, and stuff like that. Or we don't think alike, but we have a good discussion back and forth. That's what happens in person. That's why everyone loves to go to these things, and that's why all these other trade shows and conferences started outside. I'm having problems drawing backwards today. Around in Davos. And just the listing of things here. Let me see if I can get the list here. Just today, the World Crypto Forum is going on. The Web3 Hub Forum is going on. The Asset Tokenization Workshop at part of the Consensus Group. Women in Web3. There's always a Women in Web3 thing going on. The Hub at Davos. All these things are packed full of people in our industry going on. And only good things come of that. None of these people are dealing with DEI or ESG or climate change or all the stuff, the political stuff that's going on with the world leaders. These people are all talking about how can we make Web3 better? How can we integrate Bitcoin more into the economy? How can we keep the bankers from controlling ETFs or Bitcoin via the ETF? All these questions that we bring up week to week here, in all of these conferences here, they're trying to answer that. And there's all kinds of them. There's this is a story about the Web3 thing, and it's 4 days of stuff. And I was trying to get my friend's actual name is William Death. It's DE''ATH Death, but everyone just calls him Billy Death. He's there for the crypto events, and he was going to come on live today. But the cell phone system there is overwhelmed with all the people there, and they can't get a decent signal, and it wasn't worth it. So I'm going to record something with him. We'll play it next week. But even some of the things going on there this week, it's AI fever. And crypto has been the cool kid on the block for a while there, and getting all the VC money, getting the big meetings with other tech companies and that type of stuff. And this time it's AI now. But it's still the fact that they're there at Davos talking about it. It is rather amazing. There's all kinds of stories coming about it, coming out of there that are good for our industry and that you should pay attention to, and not just link anything that happens over there at this time of the year with the policies that the WEF is espousing. There's the word of the day, espousing. and pay attention to the other stories that come out about our industry. Like a good one here. This is a great article to think about, because it's about Sam Altman talking about there's no way to build a future AI without an energy breakthrough, which he's trying to explain nicely how much energy AI actually consumes. It's going to be surpassing Bitcoin very soon here, if it hasn't already. And the Bitcoin miners and other people are setting up new parts of their shops called high performance computing centers just to run AI. And in fact, I think they said half of NVIDIA's revenue this year, it just comes from now operating data centers with all their equipment in it to help power AI. And so these types of things say, hey, these are potentially good areas to invest in. And then, of course, there's Jamie Dimon's over there, and he's given all kinds of kind of grief to Bitcoin over there. And even the guy from Ripple's over there talking about it too. So and these aren't in the WEF stuff. These are in the conversations going on around that. It's very, very important to our industry, because after that, new ideas come. People have met other people, and you can see where potential investments to be. So if you're astute and you watch the stories out of Devo, you can see there'll be a story. Ripple boss meets with Jamie Dimon, or I just made that up. Ripple boss meets with Striking, and then all of a sudden you're like, hey, there's a deal in there somewhere. And so you know they're talking. So perhaps that's a signal for you internally to invest in certain areas where there might be good news coming out. Even Cantor Fitzgerald was over there too, and they interviewed him. They have like a sports studio set up over there, and they came out and said, "Hey, Tether does have the money. We're auditing them, doing their proof of reserves and all that type of stuff, and they do have the money." So lots of good stuff comes out of there, and so I wanted to talk about that today to get that information out. See, the stories just come out. The crypto panel talks about use cases, not greed, will drive the industry forward. Absolutely, we've all been saying that. Even talking about governance is the key. And this one came not from outside, but from the World Economic Forum. The stories almost are endless about this. I saw the comment screen popping a little bit here. Let's see. They just held the Spangler Cup in Devo, not crypto rate hockey. Well, let's give. Oops, I got to do it manually this time. Give the old. Welcome, Crypto Mike, to the show. Dara says, "Can't we just meet in Miami? It's warm there." Yeah, that's a good point. Very, very, very good and valid point there for meeting in Miami. Anyway, I wanted to bring up these stories about Devo to provide some balance, so everyone understands really how our industry works and things to pay attention to outside the noise. And when you look outside the noise in investing, you really have the opportunity to find things that are good and may fit within the way you invest in things. And I'm not just talking about crypto. I'm talking about in general. Cut away all the noise of what's going on, all the FUD, all that type of stuff, and focus in on the niche that and see if you can find a few gems about that. And so obviously it's clear from my diatribe here that I support what's going on in Devo. I don't support the policies of DEI and ESG and all this stuff that are good ideas if voluntarily done by certain people, but if they're being forced on people and it's part of the woke virus that we can't get rid of, then it's a bad thing. And I also want to say something that just was most excellent that happened over there. I have to go back to.
Was it the fact that all the escort services were booked?
Yeah, that's another great story. All the escort services were booked solid. What was the phrase they used, Pedro? Go ahead and repeat it.
We're booked solid, and
doesn't matter how much money you have. We're still booked solid.
Yes, thank you. I was like, that's just nuts, dude. I mean, you and here's the thing, right? Like whether you think it's good or bad or whatever it is, but I just can't imagine being the person on the other end saying, "Sir, Mr. So-and-so," and you know the name, right? Mr. whatever name you think they could say. I know you're one of the richest men in the world. I know but I really can't do anything.
We just don't
Sorry.
have enough prostitutes for all of you.
Dude, I would record it and then sell it to the highest bidder and then be done for life, right? Like that anybody would love to hear that conversation, and that would go sensationalist, bro. It would. Anyways, yep. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that was a good side note. That was a great little side note for that. It doesn't matter how wealthy you are. The same vice affects everyone equally. It does. All levels of poverty, all levels of middle class, all levels of wealthy. The demographics of people that just want to put coke up their nose and hire a professional person for the evening are the same. The same with crime. Crime's the same at all levels. It doesn't matter. Pick any demographic. All those things are the same. Anyway, one of the best things that happened inside the World Economic Forum, and I'm bringing it up because it's you hear me talking about how the ESG, DEI policies and things like that. I'm not just going to criticize the policies. It's now being proven that they actually lower the return on companies that follow those policies because they're spending too much money on things that don't generate any income. And so they're not getting their best return. As we all know, there's a new president of Argentina, and he's awesome. Argentina has had a very socialist government for a long time, and they got themselves into kind of basically a toilet bowl here with their inflation. They're just spending too much money. They had too many people on pension in the government. They had too much spending going on for pet projects and things like that, and no investment in the economy. And they finally, the people of Argentina said, "We've had it. We're electing a new president that's going to come in." And the first thing he did is he drew a whiteboard with all of the government. You were telling me about this, Pedro. All of the government agencies on it, and he's just ripping them down. Fuego,
literally
fired, fired.
Yeah,
right. And
done.
And he said, "All right, we're done with the Argentine."
Literally throwing them out.
I think they have the Argentine dollar. Is that what it is? Whatever their currency is, we're gonna move towards using the U.S. dollar to calm our inflation. And then he appears at the World Economic Forum here, and he gives a speech that you should all go find if you want to find.
Dude,
there's a post.
Can we play it?
Yeah, I can play it. It's 23 minutes long, but it starts out.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much.
You should be able to hear this.
I'm here to tell you that the Western world is in danger. And it is endangered because those who are supposed to have to defend the values of the West are co-opted by a vision of the world.
We'll just play 5 minutes of this.
Leads to socialism and thereby to poverty. Unfortunately, in recent decades, motivated by some well-meaning individuals willing to help others, and others motivated by the wish to belong to a privileged caste, the main leaders of the Western world have abandoned the model of freedom for different versions of what we call collectivism. We're here to tell you that collectivist experiments are never the solution to the problems that afflict the citizens of the world. Rather, they are the root cause. Do believe me, no one better placed than us, Argentines, to testify to these 2 points. When we adopted the model of freedom back in 1860, in 35 years we became a leading world power. And when we embraced collectivism over the course of the last 100 years, we saw how our citizens started to become systematically impoverished, and we dropped to spot number 140 globally. But before having the discussion, it would first be important for us to take a look at the data that demonstrate why free enterprise capitalism is not just the only possible system to end world poverty, but also that it's the only morally desirable system to achieve this. If we look at the history of economic progress, we can see how between the year 0 and the year 1800 approximately, world per capita...
Just to play a little bit of that. I know probably lost a few viewers there during that, just from having to put up with that. But the point is that finally there's someone at that place that we refer to as the root of evil of bad policy saying, hey, you guys are going awry here. This is not good. Well, we need capitalism. It's what drives everybody when we move to more of a socialist collective type thing. People do the least they can to get by, and you do very poorly, like we've done in Argentina for 80 years. And I might add, I was able to determine that my videos criticizing BRICS that have done so well recently, they had a huge following from Argentina. Very interesting. Anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about today regarding Davos and what's going on there. As the second half of the show gets going here, we'll obviously get back more into what you guys want to hear with calls and signals. But like I say, I got to get my opinion out about things. It's good for the discussion, and it's good to get these things out and talked about in a way that I believe helps the investment community. And as Pedro and I's voices get a little louder here, as we get more viewers and more subscribers, we just kicked over 8,000 yesterday. 8,000, 8,000. We're on our way to 10,000, which is amazing.
Dude, listen, I said I wanted to be at 10,000 by the end of the quarter. We're going to be there, man. Remember when I said that? I even saw you look at me like a crazy face. Remember I said, and we're sitting you're like, I want to be at 10,000 by the end of the quarter and 50,000 by the end of the year. Remember, 50 to 100,000 if we can.
50 to 100,000 would be great. We gotta talk a lot more smack and controversy to get to those levels. You know,
I don't know.
We gotta have conspiracy theory. We gotta talk politics, and we gotta talk stolen this and stolen that.
Tell the truth. That's it. Tell the truth.
If you tell the truth, no one's gonna give you 100,000 views for telling the truth. You gotta talk smack.
You don't know that. Listen, no, you don't. No, you don't. Listen, people want to hear you and me yell at each other about different views and different thoughts. Listen, and sooner or later, we're gonna bring on a right-wing crazy guy, and we're gonna bring on a complete leftist, and then we're all gonna yell at each other and hear awesome different views, and so that hopefully we all can grow as people. But that's a different day, another time. Anyways, but let me ask you a couple questions.
Hold on here. Pitmonk is saying topless host gets views. All right.
No. Put it on. Don't threaten Tom, man. Tom will definitely.
I've got a few extra pounds here. The Christmas season wasn't good to old striking here. Let me rephrase that. Christmas season was very good to old striking here. So it's not a pretty sight. Normally in the winter, I go south to my parents' house in Florida at one point, so I get a little bit of color back on the system. But we got beached whale stuff going on now. So
beached whale. That's good. Yummy. But on the backside behind it though is look. When it comes down to it, if we go through and we just tell like what's really going on, I believe people want to hear that and be real. I mean, right now people don't unless you're Joe Rogan, right, or Elon Musk, you can't talk about things that you should be able to talk about. And so the fact is that we are growing because we're speaking truth and what people want to hear. That says a lot. And by the way, que pasa to my Argentinian brothers out there.
Hopefully we got some of them watching.
Anyway, okay. So,
you know what I just noticed? What we missed here, Pedro?
If you want to come topless one day, I won't stop you. Just go get a tan, all right?
Just go get a tan. I'll get a tan. But thanks to Troublesome Creek. Oh, did that work? It did work. I don't think I had a program so you could hear it, Pedro. Let's try that again. Let's try this again. Thanks to Troublesome Creek, we really appreciate the super chat. There, we had a little laugh track there. I don't know if Pedro you heard that or not. Woohoo! Pedro, you should have heard that. I'm getting better with these soundtracks, ladies and gentlemen. I think Pedro has dropped off here real quick.
Oh, I'm here. I'm sitting there talking to myself. I'm sorry. I apologize.
You're on mute.
Yeah, I just want to say que pasa to my Argentinian brothers. Thank you so much for supporting us, man. We appreciate that. And if you guys can come, we'd love to have you guys watch our show. Check us out. But thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing.
All right, Pedro, why don't we move into the second half of the show in which we just hit the charts and talk about the markets and stuff like that. But obviously, first, I'm going to take just a minute to talk about my friends at Audit Chain. Jason Myers from Audit Chain is over in Davos right now, and I've gotten some reports behind the scenes from them about him meeting some key people there that he's trying to get to invest in Audit Chain. If you're happen to be listening to this and you are a VC or have tons of money and you want to help a small project out, revolutionize the world of financial reporting and assurance, please get in touch with me. I'll put you in touch with Jason Myers of Audit Chain. Audit Chain runs validator nodes around the internet on the Polygon chain that can intake SEC filings from companies and from the US and Canada and the regulatory agencies in Canada and Europe and all over the place, and audit them really quickly to check for errors. And it's really an amazing thing that is revolutionizing because you can not only check current stuff, you can go back and you can check trends and see where companies are trying to basically hide things and bury things in their financial filings. It's a good thing. Audit Chain, and also, of course, Patrick Camuso here with Camuso CPA. If you've got crypto accounting issues, you all do, and nobody is doing it right because 100% of the cases Patrick reviews from other accountants get stuff wrong. You gotta talk to Patrick. And in the links here, there's a link to Camuso CPA, and if you do click the link and do an evaluation with them, please put in it DYOR Media, Striking, Pedro, any one of us sent you there. Helps out the channel, helps out a lot. And also, I wanted to note that I already told Troublesome Creek that Patrick is going to get us an answer to kind of an official answer, not just a Google answer to his question about selling Bitcoin. And two, also, if you recall the other day, we had a show about the IRS and how we'd all have to be reporting each other for $10,000 payments because generally anything we do here is business related. Even if you get $10,000 from your Binance account, well, it was a business transaction because it came from a business. This type of stuff, and the IRS got so much pushback on it, like, hey, this is too gray, this is too much of an invasion, and in fact, the congressional subcommittees were talking about stepping in, that the IRS pulled it back for right now and said, whoa, wait a minute, well, maybe we got a little crazy there. Let's reevaluate this, open up a comment period. So those regulations are going to be put on hold for a little bit. That kind of stuff. Space Cat, at least you made it for the second half. Yes. Yes, you did. Where is? What did I got to keep these things. There we go.
Space, the final frontier.
I was busy.
I was busy doing some crypto again. I'll have to try to time that differently, so I'm not only doing it when you start your show. Well, we've been pretty good about starting around noon Eastern time. We've been trying to hold that time so people can get in a rhythm for watching us. And so we can get in a rhythm for doing the damn show. Because when Pedro and I were very variable there on times and days and stuff like that, and it wasn't good for viewership, then we settled into a routine, and a lot more of you show up. Imagine that. Anyway, that's my spiel about Davos and our sponsors and questions the audience have asked. And we're going to flip it back over to Pedro here and talk about the markets. We started with BTC. Looks like Pedro's got his debt clock up. And what's going on there?
We just turned over, so this, like I said, isn't exact, but we just finally turned over 100% to $34 trillion in the U.S. debt. In addition to that, we're growing, though, within the U.S. debt. Our debt is actually slowing down, and our GDP is actually growing at a faster rate. So if you look at this right here, comparison to what we're seeing, it's actually moving faster, which is nice. So we're growing, though. Oh, hello. All right. So when it comes down to BTC, like I said, guys, this pullback here on BTC, I just looked up. Like I said, it was on the 15-minute. Look at that 8-period moving average. Look, we're following it already. So this thing's already starting to pick up speed here. pretty good. So I do expect it to see it continue down, down to Chinatown. Actually, could that even come off as racist? Shoot,
Down to. No, those are some good songs from from periods that have that phrase in it. Down. And in Chicago, Chinatown is in the south end of town, so would be going. I would say that's quite normal.
Yeah. I don't mean that. I mean, listen, I love everybody, but I always like these songs that it just pops in your head, and you're like, wait, I think we can get canceled for that. Anyways,
there's so many more things we can do to get canceled. That's the least of our concerns.
Good point. So trading this here, you can see that we're moving this down here. I am expecting to see it pick up. We've been going sideways. Trading this here, you can see that we're moving this down.
Sorry, that was me.
It's all good. Like I said, I expect to see this come down further. The fact is there's nothing to hold on to this until we get down to these lower levels again. So we already went over Bitcoin. Let's check out good old ETH. ETH, baby. ETH is coming back down here. We hit our supply area up here. I'm expecting this to come down at least to that 2330 area. But really, I'm really looking for ETH down at the 1756, 1743 area, because again, all this has been traded through. If we cut through this, baby, then I expect us to tap this 1530 and potentially come on back down to that $1,000 mark area.
All hell's gonna break loose if that happens, Pedro.
I know this is what they want, but it's okay. I'm trying to get our people.
Well, you'd given us a signal yesterday. We were talking about adding ETH to the show portfolio for a little bit, and you're like, nah, not till it gets down to like 23 something, 23.14.
Yep. That's this area right here, and we're looking just for a pop, quick for it to jump up, and then to sell it off. We're looking for just some quick cash to add to the portfolio. It's gonna be quick money. We could catch ETH down to this level and then catch the pop, but I'd rather catch it because I think with what's going on with the ETH ETF, I think that they're going to want to push it down. But every area that they can buy, they're going to try to buy. So that's why I'm saying we should see a buy at this 50 period moving average. In addition to that, check out BNB. BNB, of interesting effect, isn't as weak. Now, I know they have a lot of stuff going on within their own ecosystem, but it's not as weak. So it's really interesting to sit there and see what's happening here. They had a pop-up, and they're not putting in lower highs or lower lows here. They are putting in lower highs, but it's still more or less consolidating between this area right here. I'm going to mark that out for us.
What's their actual price right now?
Right now, the price is 310.
Oh, Crypto Mike, you might be getting a little reprieve here from telling us to buy and lose our shirts on it.
Yeah.
I'm terrible, aren't I?
It's Drano. What's up, dude? All right, so you can see here. You know what? We might see a bit of a push up here. It all depends on what their devs want to do with everything that's going on. But yeah, it's kind of going sideways.
Drano.
If you guys check out right here, XRP is now starting to see that sell off here. So again, I do expect. I've been talking about this area for almost 2 years now. I think not 2 years, but maybe a year. The next spot of this for XRP is at 30, 32, 34-ish area, and after that 29, 28 area. So it's gonna be really interesting to see if we hold this bottom here. This was the crash that we saw in 2022 back in June. So it potentially could come back to the lows here. Let's go check out Cardano.
Yeah, XRP has that people keep buying it, and literally the whole XRP ecosystem is funded by them selling their tokens. If they were to pare their payroll down by half, XRP I think would go to $2 or $3 very quickly, because there's so much sell pressure. When you look at the the amount of XRP tokens that come out of like a trust that go into Ripple on a monthly basis that they have to sell to run their operations because they're not profitable yet. It's an amazing amount of money. It's millions of dollars. Yet people keep piling money into it. So it's just one of those things that I can't stand. But when they stop, when they finally reach a little profitability on the backs of forcing CDBCs on us, I think XRP is just going to explode. Because once that sell pressure is gone, it's literally going to go.
Yeah,
but when
I see that.
But when they just extended that trust, I think to like 2049 or something. I mean, so it's like, I don't know what the right number is. They just extended it another many years. And so, I mean, like, how long can they go? Anyway, diatribe over.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all right. So you can see here, I do expect it to come down, or Cardano, since we're now having this decent sell-off, expecting it to come down to these lower levels here of that 33, or excuse me, 35, 34,000 area. And this is a small zone, so I don't see us fully stopping. The only good thing about it is you have that 200 period.
Thank you, Yanni, for joining us today. Thank you very much for, look at Yanni here popping out the Canadian $20 to our show. That is amazing, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for that. Pedro, what? I can't. I'm like, what?
That thank you, yeah. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate that. Thank you. But you know, we all know, like, and I wish Jansen was here. Is he still? Are you still here? Like, we're already starting to see Cardano come on down here, so he's probably on his
Chuck is on, but he's
doing his rounds.
But anyway, to Yanni, thank you very much for that Canadian $20. I'm in Canada right now, so $20 is $20 to us. That makes a big difference. That goes right into the show promotion pot here and trying to get the word out amongst. It gets us closer to actually earning $100, so YouTube will pay us.
Yeah, good. We'll sooner or later get there. But
Abdul, thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. Yeah. Abdul, tell us where you're coming from, how you found us. We're having a good time here going over some charts here and some things. We're going over our Cardano right now. I think, Pedro, you're still on Cardano?
Yep.
But Abdul, thanks. You've joined a good show. I haven't seen your name before. If you've lurked in the past, thank you very much for commenting and helping with the engagement.
Definitely. Thanks. Definitely. Time to get lunch. Have a great day.
Thank you to the Mainnet Z crowd for tuning in once again. Appreciate it. Oh, Abdul's on the Telegram channel for a long time. Well, thanks for popping over to the DYOR Media channel. Appreciate it. Space Cat says, I don't have any, but my son has made quite a bit on Baby Bonk. What do you guys think? Baby by Space Cat's just going to, he says, let's hit the memes. Well, we'll add that to things we want to talk about. Pedro, you can find it now. Abdul says he's a holder of DYOR for 2022. That means you've ridden it down with all of us. But hopefully.
Oh, when did he get in?
Hopefully it's time to get back in that and ride it all the way up. But as they say, hopefully. Thanks for joining us, Abdul. Yeah,
definitely. Thanks.
And where are you watching us from, Abdul? We've got a big crowd today. We've had the easternmost province of India. We've had Zimbabwe. We've had obviously the United States. We've had Canada, Ireland, the UK, England. A bunch of other places that nobody mentioned. And I am here. Oh, Chuck says, I'm here again. Chuck, you missed all the fun. Just so you know, your super chat of $5 from the other day got beat out. Not saying that there needs to be a competition or anything, but I'm Indian watching from Saudi Arabia. Well, thanks for tuning in from Saudi. I was just watching. I was just watching before our show started an AMA from a DAO that's based in Saudi, Taka DAO or something like that. But anyway, but we're in Saudi. I've been to Riyadh. Not so much fun in Riyadh. And I would like to get to Jeddah someday, where it's a little bit more liberal there. Yes, the weekend does start today. It's Thursday night.
Yes. Wait, Friday? You start your weekend on Thursday night instead of Friday?
Yeah, actually, it's like in most of the Middle East, the weekend is Friday and Saturday, not Saturday and Sunday.
Got it. Nice. Well, come along, man. We still got some great stuff going on. Are we coming on Friday? Are we doing Friday?
No, we'll be off tomorrow. It'll be dark. I've got to travel tomorrow.
No worries.
Is this Baby Bonk you have up there?
Yeah, this is Baby Bonk.
I don't even.
So
what's its symbol here? I don't even have one in the system for that.
It's actually. Let me see here. Give me one second.
I'll just write Baby Bonk. That's right.
Oh, it's literally Baby Bonk. That's literally the symbol. Baby Bonk. USDT. Yeah, man, and it looks like you got a 2x or a 3x. I don't know if it took off. I mean, so many zeros on that. I don't know if it was. Maybe even. I'm trying to see what it was. I just got to get close to the chart here and actually have to move to see if that thing is, because if
all we see is your search box.
I'm sorry about that. Let me go ahead and give me 1 second. I just got to count to see if this.
If that's the daily chart, why don't you pop that out to like the 4 hour or something?
Well, what I want to see is the bid from the low to the high. So how many zeros it is? 1. Oh. 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, we got 11 here. And then you have the peak. 1, 2, 3.
Abdul, I was in Riyadh for the last time I was there, I think in 2014. It's been a while. I used to be in the defense business, and I visited. I was living in Dubai at the time, and I went over to Riyadh to meet with the guys from Northrop Grumman and the other defense suppliers there. It's really interesting. I mean, much of Riyadh is not much to look at because it's in the middle of a desert, and then everywhere are these beautiful compounds that are built, and every nationality has their own compound, and so. You go into it, and it's outside. You're in Saudi Arabia and Riyadh, and then you go through the doors and the gates, and they only let certain people in because that's the way Saudi is. And you go in, and all of a sudden, it's like a suburb of America, and there's like American-style houses, and a little bar on the corner. It's not really a bar, but it kind of is a bar. Grocery store, that type of stuff. It's really interesting. But my God, at 5 o'clock in the evening, that place goes. Jam
old timers there.
It's a snoozer. It's like same as Jerusalem. Jerusalem is a place that Tel Aviv is the city that's pumping all night, nightclubs and that kind of stuff. Jerusalem, 5 p.m. El Dedamundo, just like Riyadh, nothing going on. Obviously, the seat of the serious religious people. Doesn't matter what religion. They're all kind of the same. The serious people take things more seriously, and they get boring after 5 p.m.
Yes, we do. Yes.
Yeah, Abdul, I've heard it's a lot different now with the construction going on and the many different projects, and the current leaders of Saudi are a little bit more permissive and allowing the people to do more things. I do have a great story. The guy I was meeting with, he picked me up. He's a Saudi. And we're driving along somewhere. I can't remember where we went. We're in the car, and his phone rings. It's attached to the system in his car, and he goes, "Excuse me, it's my wife." And he answers it, and he starts speaking Arabic, and I don't understand Arabic, so he didn't feel any need to be private with the conversation. And she's kind of irritated with him. You can get that in a woman's voice. Doesn't matter what language you speak. When a woman is irritated, he's like, and he's on the defense. Blah 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 blah. And I looked at him like, ooh, and he just shook his head like, oh, not good. And anyway, the call hangs up, and I was like, well, I don't mean to pry in your life, but I think your wife was giving you the business there a little bit. And he said, I know. He goes, it's just ridiculous. She wants to go out again. And I was like, okay, well, out to dinner? He goes, no, leave the house. She went out 2 weeks ago, and they're The Saudi women do not leave the house very often. And they have to get permission from a male member of their family and so forth and stuff. But it was just hilarious the way they said it. She called him and bitched him out. I want to go to the mall. And he's like, you've been out. You left the house 2 weeks ago. Why are you bugging me now? I just laughed. I said, sorry. It's just such a different culture. And he goes, oh, I know. It's totally different, but that's the way it is here.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. No clubs, but will not be bored now. Well, good. Maybe the crypto world will take me over that part of the world again, and we can check it out. Anyway, Baby Bonk. What's going on with the Space Cat's Baby Bonk, other than making a little money?
Yeah, so it looks like it did about almost a 10x. It's like an 8x here from where it's at, from its lows of 5510. And you can see it's really interesting because looking at this, it's at least that's what I say. When did he, Space Cat, when did he get in? Curious.
Hopefully at the launch, or at least on the big pullback.
Yeah. So that's a pump. I'm looking at a few of these charts and just looking at them. Each time it has pulled back, there are people that are buying them. It's real. It's real volume, people are buying this and they're trying to make some cash at it. So, I mean, there you go. I'm trying to
Space Cat says he's not sure where he got in, just that he got in at a better time than the rest of us would at this point.
Yeah, looking at it right now, I mean, if he's going to get back, if I would have him take profit simply because we are seeing volume drop off here. You can see we definitely have a descending triangle here.
He probably got in at the low point. He's pretty smart. That's very nice of you to say about yourself there.
Yeah, it's a nice little area. He was smart about it. Definitely.
Dara says traders get haters, but BSV. I forget what BSV is. Is that Bitcoin Cash? No.
I don't know. BSV. Do you know what problem RNT?
Did you guys do any research on Libero? Lost thousands on that shit. No, but if it was a insider rug pull or something, it might be good. I'm not sure, Abdul, if you remember talking my show Rugged, Ruined, and Wrecked. I haven't done one in a while because I want to build up a lot of cases for season 4. Maybe that's a good one for season 4. Feel free to send me a Telegram direct message with some more of that information about that project, and I'll look into it.
Well, check it out right here. Oh, you could. So when did you get in on it? There's a lot of volume on this. They're trading it on Libra. We're talking thousands, 400, 500,000. Yeah, you're having a pickup of volume. What is the is it the right one? Is it on OKX?
That's I don't know. That's spelled a little differently than he put it in.
LY. What did he put? Bitcoin's Satoshi division.
Libera.
Oh yeah,
Libera.
There we go. Let me try that. LIBR.
As you may suspect, Pitmonk happens to know about Libero and Libera.
Let's see if I can check with here we go. Where's my brain blank?
Dara says BSV is the Bitcoin Satoshi vision. Oh, of course. Yeah, right. All right, we'll get into that after we figure out this Libera thing. Here, Pedro, if you look at the screen, you can see how it's spelled.
Ooh. Yeah, I see it. Ooh. Oh, man, yeah.
Pitmonk and Abdul, is that the one you're talking about here on the screen here?
At first, I looked at it like this. I was like, it ain't that bad. And then I broadened out, and because this is all I saw, I was like,
that looks pretty good. That's fine right there. Oh, wrecked.
Yes. Ouch. Oh, man, thousands. I see that. Yep. Yeah. Ooh. Well, I mean, I got to put it like this. Are the devs still working? Are the devs still in there? Ooh. I can't, if the devs are there and they're still working and they're trying to get going, I understand that type of chart, okay? Sometimes it's just you just get wrecked. But if they're not there and you just got smacked, my heart breaks for you. Yeah. Look at him. Abdul.
I guess you got the right chart then if they're not telling us to go to a different one.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, sometimes it happens, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta roll with it. Anyways, but look, I always say if they have a real legit thing and they're just struggling to keep going, you know, I don't necessarily cancel it out because we've seen multiple charts look the same way in previous bear markets, and then into the bull market, they finally get some money coming in and it explodes. So it just depends. Are the devs still working? Are they still moving ahead? Is the community still intact? And are they still trying to keep coming? You know what I'm saying? That's all I say. The only time that it's truly wrecked is when, actually, in crypto, that's not true. Because I was if they give up. But how many times have we seen, like, you know, like, we've
got the wrong one.
Oh, okay. Tell me.
Send us a link. We're having a hard time finding the right one here.
Yeah, definitely. What was the other you guys wanted me to check out?
BSV, Bitcoin
BSV.
Satoshi Vision.
BSV, USDC. No BSV. BSV.
Should be easy to find. No?
There we go. Right here, market cap, perpetuals, tether. All right, here we go. Okay. Ooh, not bad. Ooh. Okay, let's backtrack. What's the ranking? Yeah, it's actually not bad at all. From the highs of 4,000.
Hopefully, you didn't get in up there. Let me guess. That's where you got in? Up at the top up here.
Ooh, but it launched at 30,000, so not bad. And then it got all the way up to 4. So, 10x, not bad. I mean, was it 15x? It looks like.
Yeah, I don't believe this Craig Wright guy one bit at all. Not even a single small bit. It's like that other guy that claimed he invented email and stuff like that, and all. Don't believe him.
Right here we can see, like, so I don't know when is this Craig Wright's
yes
token? Oh, yeah. All right. Well, is he still? I mean, still can pump. I mean, if he's got a big community, he can still pump.
I don't think he's got a big community. I think everyone believes he's a scammer. Maybe not a scammer. Maybe just one of those egotistical narcissist people that tries to claim the work of others. And one of these days, they'll figure out who Satoshi is. Probably going to be the U.S. government. And that's my long-term call on that one. And it's not going to be some dude from Texas. Who none of the other people that involved in Bitcoin know. It's like, oh, he was hiding himself. No.
Dude, I mean, worldwide, people don't. I mean, when they were when they had him up on the, why am I forgetting what it's called? When they had him up on the stand and they were questioning him, and they were just asking him about, like, a little, just somewhat.
Oh, yeah, he was suing to try and get the trademark for Bitcoin, wasn't he? Saying that he coined it. Right.
Yeah.
Loser.
Yeah. Well, did you ever watch his like when they were cross-examining him on the stand? They were asking him simple, basic questions. Now, I'm not a coder, but most coders would know exactly. And he was sitting there trying to explain it, and he couldn't even explain it right. And most coders were like, "Dude, this guy's an idiot. You don't even know what he's talking about. How are you gonna come out and code Bitcoin?" Right, a revolutionary system. That means your intellect would have to be way above. And
right, you have to be the best in the world in cryptography, in math, and just logic and figuring out all the different arms of Bitcoin that have to go on at once.
Mm-hmm.
And this whole UTXO system, basically from scratch, figuring that out that in a way that the world's best hackers can't break it. You know,
Yep.
like, come on, man.
And
Come on.
yeah, and you're having a hard time just explaining just simple little.
Right. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, yeah. So it was really interesting, but jumping back at this point here with if you want to look at the coin, I'm not assuming. I think it's going to come back down. We have that 8-period moving average. This will probably be. This is a weekly. $66 is an area here that we could see a bounce off of, but I'm seeing more seller wicks, and we definitely hit that 200-period moving average on the weekly. So you see, like watching this just hit it, it was a hard stop. There's going to be some big resistance sitting here. So I do see us coming back down to find support at this lower level of 44.53 area to the $39 area. And then after that, honestly, it's the lows, which is going to be right here. And this is where you're going to see maybe the next buyers start to step in again. The best part, though, is you did put in a higher high.
Me and you were kind of in the way of that end of the chart.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, my bad. The next, I gotta remember that. I'm gonna put something on my my screen here to remind me. I have a designated one. Now I went and got another monitor, and so it's specifically designated for the show. So this right here, and what I find this really interesting for myself is, it did put a higher high in. We have seen some big volume coming in. You can see it's pretty clear. So I don't know if this is a one-time shot of him coming, because he's worth money. He's got money. Or were these areas of yeah, see, it looks like it was just one big drop of cash pushing it up, trying to break through that resistance area. Boom. So it could just be a well or somebody, maybe a friend, just trying to help him out. But just to be careful there. But I do see it'll probably bounce at that 44 to that 39 area. And the next spot's going to be like that 22.15 area where it started at. So that's what I do see. What's up? Anything else, guys? RNT? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know much about RNT.
We'll check it out here real quick. Spot. Ooh, okay. I was just like, I saw it right here, and I just saw that, and I was like, oh, that's gotta hurt. Okay. Oh, it's been a. Oh wait, I was looking at that 5 minute. Alrighty. Okay. Not. Oh wait, maybe I should just be quiet and wait and see. Give me 1 second. Okay, not bad. Actually, not bad at all. From a charting standpoint, I'm seeing higher highs, higher lows. These higher highs, I'm seeing volume come in, and I see volume coming in on sell-offs, major sell-offs on that daily chart, which is a good sign. You can see here every time major sells, it's definitely flying off of that 50 and 89. So that means we're really running on the weekly chart, most likely. There we are. Yeah. So we're definitely flying off of that monthly and weekly chart here. You can see that we've been playing off of that 20-period moving average. We came back. We hit the 8. Boom, boom. Hit it again. Hit the 20. Sold off. Now we're coming back down. We're finding support on that 20 weekly period moving average. So for me, I'm looking at... What's it about right here? Right here is what I'm looking at. This area right here. I would say this area is a good area of a, we have that 8-period moving average, and then you also have even this lower part of, so I'm sitting there, I'm looking at most likely 29, 30 area to that 27, and then even down at that 25 cent area as well. Are good little areas you could be potentially be purchasing it. You can see here you have a trading range going on there. So whenever it sells off, people are buying this. What does RDT do? Or excuse me, RDN do? You guys know?
I have no idea.
Let's see there.
Runt. I don't know what it stands for. Space Cat, yeah, you said sounds like you can hear traffic or something in the background. Pitmonk says, collecting rent in Japan for all government rents? Rent. Interesting.
This is the rated
Space Cat, yeah, I was trying to find like a newsroom, backroom, studio sound. That one wasn't it.
Here we are. Is this the correct one that you guys are looking for? The rated network token? By BrainBot Labs. The rated network is an off-chain scaling solution enabled quick and cheap payment. It is Ethereum version of Bitcoin Lightning Network. Is that it, guys?
Nope. Not that one. They'll send a link. We have a hard time finding these things. You know, I may have disabled links in the YouTube chat. Unless you're a moderator. You can always direct message me or Pedro on Telegram. Rencom. Pitmonk says Rencom. Pedro, I think you might have put yourself on mute again.
Oh, yep. Dude, I keep hitting it. I got this new chair. And, like, I keep hitting this. I got a chair because I kept leaning over on the little ball things that you're supposed to sit on. And it started to give me some lower back, like, issues. So now I have a chair that actually has these armchairs. So I lean against the arm thing. And it's like, I lean against the volume system, so it just shoots down. All right, here we go. Let's see if Rencom. Come on.
Oh, Pedro, I just saw the tweet from Elon Musk about I didn't know Elizabeth Warren was at Devo.
Dude, oh,
that's
bro.
hilarious.
Dude, it's so like such poor taste. That's here's the thing. Come on, man. Like, you keep poking those guys. They're sooner or later.
Well, remember, she claimed to be indigenous.
I know. But listen, he's the richest man on the earth, okay? What he says, like, you just need to be a little smarter. Like, and I get it. It's funny. But, like, it's that is almost as much as, like, when you saw Trump calling the North Korean leader little rocket boy. Okay, like, he's a nut. Like, why are you antagonizing him, right? And it's just, you know,
I don't understand what's going on in they're in Switzerland now. There's no history of indigenous people other than the white people, Caucasians, and the various groups that have invaded Switzerland over the past 20,000 years. There's no history of like. I'm sorry, I live in Canada now, and before any government meeting, you have to acknowledge that you've stole the land from the people that were here. You have to acknowledge that you stole the land from the people that stole the land from the people that were here before them that stole the land before the. It just goes on. And it's utterly time-consuming, and it's pandering at its best. And one person I said you don't do a land acknowledgement, and he says no, I'm not. By doing that, I relinquish the rights to my deed. He said those words could come back and haunt you and say, the title of your land is based upon a long history of it. And if someone in the middle of that history relinquishes and says, hey, I'm sorry, we stole this, all of a sudden, is your deed valid? Well, good question that someone's going to settle it in court one day with this these things. I'm pointing to the screen thinking that you can see this. I forgot I didn't put it up on the screen. There. Nope, that's not it either. Wrong guy. Anyway, sorry to cut you off there, Pedro. And you're on mute again, Pedro.
Hey, I gotta take this call quick. You want to take over?
All right, I'll take it for a minute here. Let's do a quick social media check, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We've been broadcasting today on YouTube, where we've had a majority of our viewers. However, we've had a good crowd. We had a couple viewers over on Facebook, if you can believe it. As always, I really appreciate the people that tune in from Facebook. Most of them come from Asia for some reason. I don't know why. It's very late over there right now. But thank you guys for watching it. From that, I really appreciate that. Of course, on LinkedIn, we've had a good crew on LinkedIn as well. We've had about 10 viewers tune in. LinkedIn gets some good views for us over time. LinkedIn's algorithm never sticks it in front of you. Even if you click the algorithm, notify me of going live, it doesn't always do it unless you're actually engaged with that project. So I have a lot of followers and connections there. They don't always get notified. But to those of you that did get notified and watched, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. And for those of you on LinkedIn, if you want, participate in the conversation real time by coming over to YouTube and watching us there. Helps with the engagement there. There's no monetization on LinkedIn. If we can get a big enough crowd, we can just show sponsors larger numbers. But with YouTube, it cranks us up in that algorithm and gets people to watch and generate some buzz about the show. And of course, Twitter once again has produced a whole bunch of viewers that all lasted about 2 seconds. So we know though the attention span of Twitter here is quite short. Bastards. Anyway, let's see what we got here. We've had so far still 43 viewers, 44 viewers on YouTube. Really appreciate it. Listening to my diatribe about Davos and the good things that happen around the World Economic Forum. A couple of good things happened inside the World Economic Forum. The Argentine president telling everyone off. Like, you gotta love that. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. And of course, all the good news that comes out around the WEF, around the new deals, VC money getting poured into new projects and that type of stuff. I don't know how many of you have pay attention to the VC world. I'm involved in Swiss Asset DAO, so we pay attention to the VC money because we're trying to raise some money. The overall money that's been invested in the crypto and digital asset world has been a lot less this year, or in the past year, in a rolling year, than it was in 2017, 2021, in those huge bull market years. People were throwing money, like people threw money at FTX. They just threw money at FTX. Pedro, if you're trying to talk, you're on mute. But without really checking into them at all, and we saw how everyone got in trouble. So what's happening now is that the VCs are spending a lot less money because a lot of people lost their shirts. But they're focusing on projects that are very ripe, ready to go, and with income just right around the corner, not more pie in the sky type things. Like, hey, I've got this new protocol. I want $20 million to do nothing with it. Then we'll start a foundation, and I'll go to Ibiza and have drugs and hookers. They actually want a real business. It's amazing how that happens. Anyway, so the people that are in Davos this week are trying to kick that off and trying to get the VCs to really be happy with it. Pedro, you back there?
Yeah, I'm actually I had something that popped up.
All right.
So I apologize, guys. I normally, I love being on here with you guys, but we'll check out Rencom. Send Tom a link. I'll check it out and we'll talk about it. Oh, shoot. We'll talk about it on Monday then. Because you're not going to be here tomorrow, so.
No, we'll be dark tomorrow. Anyway, we only had 15 minutes left in the show anyway, so I'll take the time to end the show a little early after a brief question and answer period, if anyone's got any. But Pedro, thanks for the great week with us. Really appreciate it as always, and we will see you again next week.
Definitely, I'll see you guys next week. Have a blessed day. Bye.
Cheers. Pedro's very busy. He's got a project that he's working on that hopefully one day he'll tell everyone about. But that was also part of that VC thing. So if you know people throwing money at stuff, have them reach out to Pedro. If any of our viewers just happen to be in the VC market, both myself and Pedro are looking for VC people to throw money at us. Just big pile of cash monies, kind of like Yanni did today, tossing us. Much love, lads. Gotta head back to work till the next time. We throw us $20 super chat. Literally the nicest thing that someone has ever done for us, throwing us 20 Canadian dollars, $17.25 American cents. It makes a big difference, and I can't express how much that means to us that somebody would kind of contribute to the cause like that. It's really amazing the amount of work we put into this, the amount of time I spent just making this studio and all this type of stuff. But the more important thing, or the most important thing, is it shows YouTube that our listeners and viewers are serious. And it's not just a yo bro type thing. It shows that we have serious people that are engaged and enjoy the information that comes out of our show. If you can believe that. I just love it. Just love it. But we're going to, if we don't have any more questions today, Daryl says Swiss Asset DAO. Some of my friends, Anton Golub, and such good friends, and Jamie and Michael and the crew over there. It's based in Zug. It's a new DAO that's forming. It's actually an association, a legal association in Switzerland that we're all members of. And there's no token or anything like that, but it's setting up special purpose vehicles around the world so that other DAOs that don't have legal status, because most DAOs don't actually have real legal status, they may be allowed to trade their token, but they're not able to engage in what's called being a counterparty. Whenever you have a loan, there's one party and then there's the counterparty to the loan. There has to be a legal jurisdiction in there for somebody to sue in case something goes wrong. And so Swiss Asset DAO was established to do that. And they're just starting their treasury, so they need a little VC money to get into their treasury in order to start the process. But so far, I think we've got special purpose vehicles set up in Hong Kong, in Switzerland, and somewhere else. Not in the United States yet, because that's, deal with the rest of the world first. And be able to just plug right into other DAO. The obvious thing is to be able to plug into MakerDAO and have MakerDAO just say, okay, here's a whole bunch of DAI, invest in real estate in these locations. And Swiss Asset DAO is able to do it in a way that makes it tax-free and bankruptcy-free. Let me rephrase that. Not tax-free that nobody will ever pay any taxes. Tax-free for that transaction for the DAO. Ultimately, everyone, if you make money, you have to pay taxes and things like that. I'm not astute on the financial workings of that, but they do it via loans and counterparties and this type of stuff, just like Wall Street does, moving their money around. And they're just getting started. Literally just getting started. We developed it all last year. And took a break over Christmas while everyone kind of went their ways and did their family stuff, just getting back to it. Dara says, I know Zug well. All right. I do not. I've never been there. I would like to go there. But yeah, the guy from Audit Chain here, Jason Myers, he lives in Zug, in both New York City and Zug. Abdul, any expert advice on XRP? Its volume and market cap has been low lately. I don't know if you heard us talking about it earlier. It might have been right before you came on. XRP is a difficult one to follow because they have a really big company. They have a big company that spends a lot of money on payroll and lobbyists and all the high expenses, and they raise most of that money via selling their token. And that's why XRP is very difficult to go up. Now, how much people invest in it, it always comes down because they sell off their own token to pay for operations, which sucks. Because XRP would be at like $1 million now, probably, if they never sold anything. So you get the growth of the XRP token depends on when they get profitable. And XRP is profit right now is based on when banks pay them for their money moving services, and really the trials that they're having with CDBCs. Anywhere that a country says that we're in a trial for a CDBC, even the SWIFT organization, the money transfer SWIFT organization, is doing a CBDC trial with Ripple. Ripple didn't say that. I'm putting two and two together there. Once they start making some money, they won't have to sell their token. Then the sell pressure will be gone on the token, and it'll start going up. But it's a tough one. XRP is a tough one. Personally, I really enjoy Ripple because they're fighting the SEC, and that's good. We're like rah rah rah, woo woo woo. But they're also pushing CBDCs behind the scenes in the U.S. and Canada, all over the world. They've hired lobbyists to do that, and I am. If you've listened to the show, you know I'm no fan of CBDCs. It's not something that's good. Not at all. Not at all. Why am I not hearing this in my ear? I should be hearing that. No, not that. 3. Don't know why I'm not hearing that. Anyway, that's my opinion of XRP. Yeah, Dara, investment DAOs are interesting because they've got to struggle. They struggle to get started. We watched a couple of them go and struggle. And the ones that started with a token that basically made a treasury just because they had a token and it mooned. And then they either sold a bunch to move it into stablecoin and their token sucks in price, but they have a big chunk of money, or they structured their token in a way that it was not easy to sell. People are vested, and so it keeps the price up. And so they have a treasury to use to invest, and they're able to do that. And Maker's been a great example of that. They've done fabulous. You know, DAI's been a good stablecoin based on their assets. Be great to emulate them. It'd be a great problem to have. But this DAO, Swiss Asset DAO, is just a little different. You know, it's a legal association in Switzerland, and they're able to operate all over the world, amazingly. Although there's they can't offer any assets for sale in the U.S. because of the SEC regulation, so they're making sure that they're not getting touching that lightning or that bare electric wire. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got for you today. Thanks to Pedro. Thanks to everyone else. We had a great week. We had our best super chats ever. We had, frankly, our best viewerships consistently day over day at 50 viewers. Average views more than a half hour at a time. It's just lovely. And I hate getting here and seeing this part of Pedro's screen dark here. Why don't I just turn that off for now? But I certainly enjoyed this week interacting with everybody, seeing the new people coming to us from around the world, and growing the viewership. I really enjoy it. Talking to everyone, answering people's questions. As I always say, I like to use DYOR to help people learn to do their own research. So everything that Pedro and I try to do, we try to do it in a way that we teach you how to do the research. While we're, like I say, while we're educating you doing this, I use this show to educate myself and hopefully become better at investing and better understanding all of this stuff that we call crypto and where it's going. And let's just hope this shit is going to the moon, ladies and gentlemen, because they make all of our lives better. So thank you to everybody. Thank you, Chuck. Thank you, Dara. Thank you, Abdul. Thank you, Sakamoto. Thanks, Sakamoto is new to the stream. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. I'm guessing he's coming from the Mainnet Z camp. Thank you very much to the Mainnet Z people. They've been very good to us. Thank you to Space Cat. Thank you to Yanni for your generous donation. Thank you to Troublesome Creek for your donation as well. Also very generous. Thank you very much. Drano. To me, to striking balls. Pit Monk, obviously. Once again, everyone, thanks. Have a great day. We will see you next week on this channel at this same time. So see ya. Thank you. Didn't play. It didn't play, ladies and gentlemen. Why didn't it play? It should play. Still didn't play. There we go. Goodbye, everyone. See you next week.